Hey y'all, hey, welcome to today's edition of Today in the Pink Room. The Pink Room. Okay, so today in the Pink Room, I am going to show you guys how I am going to make this custom LOL dial case. Now, as you can see, I've kind of started. I started on the preparation. Y'all excuse my phone. I guess I should put it on mute while I'm doing my video. But anyway, what we're going to do is we are going to start with, hold on one second, you guys. We're going to start off with today's prayer. And today's prayer is going to be coming from the book of Psalm, chapter 119, verse 156. Your compassion, Lord, is great. Preserve my life according to your laws. This is the word of God for the people of God. I like this. I love this verse. Okay, guys. Now I am going to continue preparing my case, prepping it, getting it ready. And the most important part of prepping is sanding. And this is to make sure that your case, your embellishments and things sticks to the case. Then once I get finished sanding everything down, making sure everything is is handled, then I get my alcohol and then I clean the case off and get all the residue from the sanding off, clean up the work area, and then I get ready to figure out where I'm going to place my gibbets and embellishments. So of course I kind of play with it a little bit, switch it around a few times until I get my final placement. Okay, now that I've figured out my final placement, what you see me doing now is sanding off the back of some of the embellishments. These embellishments have like a slick, slippery surface, so I'm just prepping them the same way I prep the case. And this will allow them to stick better. Once I get finished, I just wipe everything down with alcohol as the same as I did with the case. Okay, now it's time for me to apply all of the embellishments and gibbets. Now, the LOL Girl Doll gibbets, they are made out of a rubber substance. So that's the reason that I'm using the blue glue, which is a thicker gel. And the thicker gel, both of these are really super tight holes. So you have to be very careful when you're putting them on. And you can see I'm putting the glue all around the edges because you especially want your edges. Well, you want everything to stick, but you want the edges you want to make sure that you have enough glue on the edges because you don't want anything to lift once you start, putting everything on. You apply the glue and then you gently press down. Every once in a while you might have a little bit of excess glue, and then like I said, I use whatever tool I have available and I take the excess glue off. But gently, before you press your gibbets or anything down, make sure that it's placed in the proper spot before you press it down. I usually gently, because just in case I might have to reposition it or something, you don't want to press it down because this glue really holds very well. So, and yeah, you see I got a little bit of glue on my hand, but okay, like I was saying, I got a little bit of glue on my hand, but it was all good. I got it off. Yeah, you have to be very careful with that glue because every once in a while You might end up getting some glue stuck on your fingers. Just make sure you get it off right away, real quick, fast, and in a hurry. But anyway, as I stated before, I try to make sure that I, make sure I'm very strategic where I place the glue. And I definitely want to make sure that I have the glue, enough glue on the edges. Don't put too much, because if you do, then when you press down, then you'll have excess glue coming out, and sometimes that can be a big mess. So just be careful. Like I told you in my previous videos, I'm a little heavy-handed with the glue, and I'm starting to be more mindful of how much glue that I put on the gibbets and different things, because like I said, that when you press down, that excess glue will come out. So like I stated before, just gently press down until you get your you get the perfect position. And then once I know that that is exactly where I'm going to put it, then I'll start pressing a little bit harder, just to make sure that, that the embellishments or gibbets are in place. So with the rest of this case, what I'm going to finish doing today is I'm going to finish putting all of the embellishments, the extra embellishments and gibbets on. And then the next step after that, I do it like after I put all these on, I'm going to let it dry, because I try to do it in phases so I won't, mess up. But most of the time, between the orange and the blue glue, these glues dry pretty fast. So you don't really have to let them sit a whole lot. I use a different kind of glue for the rhinestones. But these two, I use the blue glue. Now I'm done. So with the next ones, I'm going to use the orange. Now this glue is a little bit more watery, so you definitely have to be careful with this one. The other one is more of a gel, and this one is watery, so you have to be very careful. It's very easy for this. If you put too much on it, it will get on your fingers, and you may have an issue or a problem. But so as you can see, I'm just placing the rest of the embellishments on. You just keep repeating the process until you're done. Just put the glue sparingly on the back of each embellishment and gently press.